In this lecture, we will discuss App Store Optimization, or ASO. The objective of ASO is to increase the visibility of your app in the App Store and Google Play Store. If you implement ASO correctly, your app will appear in the top rankings in the App Store and Play Store whenever a mobile user searches for an app that's specific to your category. The more visible your app is in the app stores, the bigger the traffic that you get to your app download page, and the more organic or free downloads you get. It's extremely important to implement ASO strategies for your app, since research shows that the app stores are still by far the number one method of app discovery, particularly amongst millennials. ASO is itself a huge topic that cannot be learned in one lecture. There are many other courses that will teach you the nuts and bolts of how to implement ASO correctly. My objective in this lecture is to teach you the basic principles of ASO. So how do you make your app dominate search results in the App Store and Play Store? To answer this question, we need to understand the factors that the app stores consider in ranking apps. In this lecture, we will talk about just 4 important factors that you should consider. These factors are keyword selection, category selection, install velocity, and ratings and reviews. Let's go through it one by one. Keyword selection and inclusion is about the proper choice of keywords that best describes your app. After you've chosen your keywords, you need to make sure that those keywords are included in the title and description of your app in the app download page. In an earlier lecture about keyword strategy, we had already talked about how to select the best keywords for your app. The best keywords are those that have huge demand in terms of searches, but low supply of competition. The best keywords are those which have a low KEI score. If you choose your keywords correctly, the app stores will rank your app high for searches specific to your keyword. Again, make sure that your keyword figures properly in the copy of your app download page, particularly in the app title and the app description. Studies show that just the simple act of putting your chosen keywords in the title of the app increases rankings by 10%. The second important factor is category selection. It's important for you to choose wisely the category where you will list your app. The category you choose needs to be highly relevant to your app, but at the same time shouldn't be too broad or competitive. The third factor is install velocity. Install velocity refers to the speed with which you get new users to download your app. The more users you get in a short span of time, the higher your rankings will be in the app stores. For example, let's say we have 2 similar apps in the same category. App number 1 had 1,000 downloads in a span of 30 days. Not bad. App number 2, however, also had 1,000 downloads, but in a span of just 3 days. Between the two apps, app number 2 will be ranked higher in the app stores because it had a higher install velocity. It had more app installs on a per day basis than app number 1. The implication of install velocity for you is that you should try to concentrate your marketing efforts in as short a period of time as you can, instead of spacing them out for too long. For example, if you have a $5,000 paid media budget for app installs, instead of spending them over a span of 3 months, try to spend them in a month. That way you get higher install velocity and therefore higher chances of ranking high in the app stores. The fourth factor in ASO that I will discuss with you in this lecture is about ratings and reviews. Simply put, the higher your ratings in the app stores, the greater your chances of ranking high in terms of organic search rankings. I will discuss with you some techniques to get more positive reviews for your app in the next lecture.